Donald Trump and Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, have been cleaning house lately. They fired 46 Obama-era U.S. attorneys in order to replace them with their own picks. One of these newly fired federal prosecutors is Preet Bharara, and he was the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, which includes Manhattan. What was Bharara and what was his office doing when he got fired? Investigating none other than Fox News. And most of us remember last year when women started coming out of the woodwork over at Fox News, accusing the company's CEO, Roger Ailes, of sexual harassment and assault. And there have been allegations that Fox News failed to inform shareholders of the repeated past settlements involving sexual misconduct by Ailes and other executives. And that's exactly what U.S. Attorney Bharara was in the process of looking into when he was ousted by the Trump administration. Recall that Gretchen Carlson sued Ailes for sexual harassment. Later, Megyn Kelly and 25 other women came forward describing similar experience. And 21st Century Fox hired a legal team to look into the claims. They found the claims were credible, and it ended up with Roger Ailes leaving in shame from Fox News. They also fired other Fox News executives who they found sexually harassed women as part of what was uncovered to be really a larger culture at Fox News of sexual impropriety, whitewashing, and just sort of a general boys club situation. We learned about Andrea Tantaros, who used to be on The Five, who said that Fox News, quote, operated like a sex-fueled Playboy Mansion-like cult. And 21st Century Fox ended up settling with many of these women for pretty large sums of money. Here's where it gets interesting. It turned out that Fox had actually been settling sexual harassment suits like this for years before any of them went public last year. And for a while, the U.S. Justice Department was suspicious that the settlements weren't being reported to shareholders, which are obviously important for shareholders to know about, and it can even be illegal to withhold in certain situations. So Bharara's office did the right thing. They started a criminal investigation. It is now abundantly clear that Fox didn't report the settlements to the SEC, but now it's a matter of prosecutors and defenders sifting through the law to determine if Fox News was really obligated to report them. And here's the real gem. In November, right after the election, Trump and Sessions meet with Bharara and they say, listen, you're doing a great job. They commended him. And they said, we want you to stay on. Even though you were appointed by Obama, we want you to stay on. That's before it was known that he was investigating Fox News. Now, everybody knows that Bharara had been leading the DOJ's inquiries into Fox News' SEC filings, and Trump is firing him. And here's where it goes from a gem to absolutely cronyistic nonsense. Donald Trump is reportedly considering replacing Bharara with Marc Mukasey. Marc Mukasey is Roger Ailes' personal lawyer who helped Ailes get through all of the harassment cases. You've got Bharara, who's well known for fighting corruption in New York. You've got Mukasey, who's known for defending serial sexual assaulter Roger Ailes. And the idea is replace Bharara with Mukasey. I wonder if the Fox News probe would be affected by replacing Bharara with Mukasey. I don't know. Is this just a middle finger from Trump to anybody that's causing trouble for what has become his de facto propaganda machine? Is there more here in terms of handpicking a state attorney for the Manhattan region, which of course is where Trump has done business for decade after decade? Is Donald Trump doing a little quid pro quo, scratch Fox News' back so that they'll report better on him, as Donald Trump would like to say? We would at least get the impression that an appointment of Mukasey would be a quid pro quo, either by trying to derail the Fox News investigation or maybe nepotism by way of Rudy Giuliani, who's still a close non-salaried advisor to the White House, who's connected to Mukasey. This is a question that keeps coming up, and I've asked it before. If Donald Trump's actions aren't because of crony capitalism and quid pro quos, they look just like it. And I've applied this to the Russia situation. I've asked before, if Donald Trump were a Russian puppet, what would it look like? It would look exactly like the real world. If this entire Bharara-Mukasey thing were a quid pro quo, what would it look like? It would look exactly like this. And this is a story that it's gotten some pickup in independent media outlets. And it's really a micro story of the broader crony capitalism, but also the way crony corruption, I should rather say, not capitalism, although certainly capitalism is an aspect to this when you consider the for-profit, predatory capitalistic nature of a company like Fox News. But it's also a sort of a cautionary tale about how even when we're focused on the big top level corruption that goes on, so much of what a White House has the ability to do to swing things in their favor and really just make all sorts of buddy appointments happens at levels where we often don't pay attention, including U.S. states attorneys, like, for example, in the Manhattan region. So we're going to continue following it. We'll figure out whether Mukasey ultimately is appointed to replace Bharara, which would just be, I mean, laughable in terms of the impact that it would have. Today's episode of The David Pakman Show is made possible in part by Warby Parker eyeglasses. Warby Parker recently did the right thing and ditched advertising on right-wing conspiracy website Breitbart, pulling their ads off. And you can get the free 5-day home try-on from Warby Parker. Check out their glasses. I use them when I'm not wearing contact lenses. I started with the free at-home trial. They send you 5 pairs of glasses. You see which ones you like, you send them back, and whichever one you pick, they will put your prescription into. I like this because I can actually show the glasses to other people and not have to just decide on the spot like in an eyeglass store. The eyeglass industry is controlled by very few corporations that keep the prices very, very high, even over $300 for prescription glasses. With Warby Parker, they start at just $95. Mine costs that, including lenses. And for every pair sold, they give a pair to someone in need. So to try the 5 pairs and support the David Pakman Show, go to warbyparkertrial.com/TDPS.